Yo, chief for greetings, see smoke seeping, less of the Mohicans who be reaching. I'd have said this before somewhere, but you're not worth it. Get the fuck out of here. See what I mean? Veritech fighter on the scene. BX official, now I mean. Long time coming, we feel redeemed for dealing with so much issue in between.
This is my partner in crime, the man that travels all around the world with me and does all the demonstrations. Yeah. There's the double carny.
Damn champ with you, grand slam fool, not tough. B.O.D. Bugs Bunny, not fear no man. Cause you talk tough. I heard
these are our competition practice beater bikes. These are the bikes that we put through through torture every day of our lives. Anymore, it's like the level of competition's gotten so high that we practice so much. We're constantly riding, constantly pushing, so it's nice to have a bike like this, and then the show bike that we can, you know, have a bike that's going to continue to look good, same scheme, same parts, still rideable. We can do most of the same tricks, but at the same time, we have a bike that we can kind of push the envelope on and push a little harder, and you know, not be afraid to drop and wreck and break stuff.
This is a bike that's set up for war. Basically, you can toss this thing off a cliff, you can bang it off the rev limiter for 5 minutes in a burnout, put it away wet, pick it up the next morning, and it'll be asking for more. The Kawasaki 636 is a great bike to do this. Kind of like the Honda F4i, those are two of the staple bikes that we use. You'll see that a lot of the street freestyle riders, we use the 600cc class motorcycles simply because they're more forgiving. It's not that it necessarily makes the tricks easier, because the power of 1000 does actually make doing wheelies or of course being able to do wheelies much easier because the power is there. Although with a 600 class motorcycle, when you do make mistakes, you aren't really punished for it. That's why we chose the 636 as our main bike. It's a fantastic piece of equipment. A lot of people will say, oh, you can't do the tricks without the specialty bikes that you have. That's definitely not the case. We can use a stock bike, but given the fact we traditionally now compete in smaller venues, and just simply the fact that a bike with all the add-ons, of course, is more fun. It's like everything. It's why would you want to go drag racing with a stock bike when you can toss it on the bottle, or put a good turbo system on a Busa from something like Orient Express and go out there and run 7s and 8s. Why not? But I learned on an F2 that I bought for $600, and the best $600 I ever spent. I sold it later for $7. I know Ernie learned on an F3. I mean, these motorcycles can be had for $1,200 right now, and you literally can get so much entertainment factor out of $1,200 and a weekend in the parking lot. And I understand that a lot of people don't realize that yet and think that, oh, it's not that much fun. But you'd be surprised how challenging this is. I have about 3 years of riding, almost 3.5 years of riding pretty soon, and full time. I mean, really on the bike multiple times in a week and trying as hard as I can every time. Crashing is a way of life if you want to get good, and I literally can attest to the fact that the best bang for the buck entertainment motorcycling could be had with street freestyle, if that's your thing. If it's not, obviously it's not for you. But I still do enjoy doing the corners just as much as the freestyle riding. But one of those things, track days are expensive. I mean, literally look at the fun you can have with a few pennies. This is, like I said, cheap. Definitely don't knock it till you try it. I mean, and definitely one thing I'd love to say is the great misnomer that is said about the street freestyle guys is we're a bunch of punks. I mean, granted, yes, I don't know how to properly wear a hat, and I don't have to shave very much, but I don't have a real job. So realistically, if you don't have to have a real job, you get to wear your hat like an idiot, and you don't have to shave. But the respect that we have for all the other motorcycling disciplines, I mean, I absolutely love racing, and I wish I could do it, although I literally just don't have the pocketbook to support it. I used to do a little bit of track days, but once I've dedicated myself to the street freestyle discipline, I have to invest everything into my program that I've developed. anybody that's worth their grain in street freestyle does respect racers and really actually appreciates the abilities that they have. And I know that a lot of people have always said, oh, these guys, literally they don't know anything and they don't care about bikes and they just beat up beautiful machines. Well, it's not that. Most of us buy salvaged bikes that are still in decent running condition and have all the respect in the world for pretty much any motorcycling discipline. A lot of us have dirt backgrounds. Pretty much if it has two wheels and a motor, I'm an entertained guy. And I really think that a lot of people, if they'd open their eyes to it, and I granted that yes, it is a large investment at $1,500, but $1,500 to $2,000, let's say, get you a bike that you can always flip and get your money back right away, and it'll keep you entertained for months on end. And it teaches you a lot of bike control.
One of the things with this sport is, more than anything, we're not only riders, we're our own mechanics, our own promoters, our own graphic designers, our own web designers, I mean, we've kind of learned to do everything. When I first got into this, I didn't think that I was gonna end up having to be, you know, pick up all these different trades that I've learned. You know, all I want to do, bottom line, is ride my bike, and it's so hard anymore to find the time just to ride your bike.
Yeah, chillin' at the spot, right? My man floods lights, hit her like a spotlight.
I figured the best way to describe trying to be a professional street freestyle rider is you have a good job and a bank account and a savings, and then that allows you to get credit cards that once you decide that you want to do this full time, you realize you live off credit cards and you really hope that you win money to pay off those credit cards and reduce and repeat. Luckily, I can't necessarily say it's that bad. It's not. We do have what I consider a dream job. I literally ride a bike for a living, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It'd be nice if, if we didn't have to have all the. I guess if we didn't have to do everything and we could sit back and relax and enjoy a little bit more, that would be nice. But at the same time, I literally don't think I would want anyone else working on my bike anyways, simply because what we do, we have to trust the machine to do exactly what we ask of it.
Don't get us wrong though, we'll take an AMA or a MotoGP mechanic to. Yeah. You're more than welcome to work on my bike.
Yeah. I'll take a toter home and a full-time mechanic any day of the week.
Set me up, no problem.